All right, and hey, finally in 1980s news, as reported by Variety, John Williams made a musical mistake in A New Hope.
But maybe it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, let's find out here.
Let's
So
find
this
out.
year, Williams is resetting the record books again. We've talked about this once before when he was nominated, I believe, for A Dial of Destiny. He was already the second most Academy Award nomination earningest person that was not named Walt Disney. This is it's his 54th nomination. Now, wait a second. Sorry, that can't be right. Oh no, that's what he's being nominated for now. Scratch that. I think it was for the was that Steven Spielberg movie? What was that about? It's about him growing up. That was the movie that it was.
The Feldermans?
Fablemans. The Fablemans.
Fablemans. There we go. I was so close. Thank you.
I think that's the one. But anyway, look, he's been a record setter for a period of time now. But anyway, this is his 54th nomination for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. In December, after seeming to suggest that he was retiring after scoring the latest indie film, Williams walked back previous reports that he'd put down his baton for the final time, saying, quote, "I don't care much for grand..."
Pronouncement?
He's saying it in Spanish all of a sudden? I don't care much for grand pronunciamientos.
Or did he stutter? Does he not like Mentos? He doesn't like the reaction with Diet Coke?
Because they gave away his crimes. No, Mentos won't give away your crimes. They can put that on the package. Mentos,
right.
We won't give, freshen your breath, won't give away your
right.
crimes. Anyway, I don't care much for grand pronouncements. Statements that are
DNA
firm
safe.
and finished and surrounded by closed doors. If I made one without putting it in the context, then I withdraw it. So he unretired, if he ever did retire.
Yeah.
Anyway, even though he's not ready to surrender the staff-lined paper and pencil with which he's written his scores, Williams, who's now 92, is also the oldest person to be nominated for an Oscar. Now, if you ask him what the 54 nominations mean to him, he says, quote, "Well, I've lost 49 of them."
Oh, man. Oh.
So
The fact that he's counting tells you what he thinks.
He's keeping track.
But I'm not bitter.
yeah. Well, he does go on to say how, and I do believe him in this regard. He says that just to get nominated, and that sounds like bullshit already, but just to get nominated, it requires a process of his peers saying they believe he's worthy of the award. So to his point, having other folks who are lovers of music or composers themselves being able to say or saying this guy should get an award, for him, he's flattered that people even think of him in that way. But the 5 films he did win for include Jaws, Star Wars, E.T., Schindler's List, and Fiddler on the Roof, for which he not only did an original score, but he also adapted music from the original musical. At the time George Lucas asked him to compose for Star Wars, the romantic style of Williams was no longer in vogue. It was something we had heard in the swashbuckly adventure films of the, say, 30s, maybe early 40s. But during the 1970s, when we had these, grittier films, more artsy films, folks weren't scoring, the movie from, title card to end credits anymore. While speaking with Variety from his office, which includes a frame, while speaking with Variety from his office, which is framed with a vintage poster from 1938's The Adventures of Robin Hood.
Oh,
Just a side note, I love that movie. That's a fantastic movie.
yeah.
We were talking about Orson Welles last week with some groundbreaking, cinematography. This has got some amazing stuff in it too, including a very memorable sword fight scene that's done a lot of it in shadow.
Oh,
Anyway, but
cool.
Interesting.
that film, the poster is hanging there, is one for which Erich Wolfgang Korngold won an Oscar for his music. So he's honoring this other award-winning composer.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to this composer in just a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, you seem
Anyway,
like you're spinning something.
He's building
here.
to something. Yeah.
He is.
But
But according to Williams, he said, quote, "George was very clear to me that the music should be symphonic. I took it to mean late century, maybe European. Mahler, Wagner, Strauss, that period of orchestral writing." End quote. There was one blip, however, as we alluded to at the title of this news piece here, is in scoring the first Star Wars film. According to Williams, he mistakenly wrote a love theme for Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker.
Mistakenly?
Yes. Because as he explains, quote, I learned later that they were brother and sister.
Right.
So it was an
So did we.
Later.
Yeah. So it was an incestuous idea to have a love theme for them. But George never told us there was
right,
going to
Kat?
be a
Go.
second film, end quote.
Didn't know it at the time. And
Right.
oh,
Yeah. I mean,
It's too faceted. It's like, first of all, let's assume we did know. We didn't.
Yeah.
I'm still convinced Lucas didn't know. He was making it up as he went. We've learned much of that. Let's
Yes.
assume that everybody did know.
yeah.
Well, if you did a like boom chicka, like little brother sister tune there, it would have diffused the mystery of that love triangle, and it would have foreshadowed that they were siblings. So you wouldn't want to do that. That's not what happened. I mean, I'm sure what happened was he's like, well, there's these two on screen, and Williams said, well, give me some background. It's like, well, it's those two. Lucas didn't know, and so he's like, well, love theme, I guess. I'm sure, John Williams is blameless in his, even though he admits he made the mistake. I don't think he did.
Two things. One,
Yeah.
I really want that to be our theme song, John. That boom chicka boom chicka boom chicka, whatever you did there. That's our sibling theme song. Okay, one.
wait, no, Kat, you don't want that. Do you know what John was suggesting?
Well,
That that was like a porn theme.
No, it was a bouncy kind of
I thought you
sibling
meant like
song.
boom,
That's
chicka,
all.
boom.
No,
Bow,
I
bow, bow.
would have done that.
Oh.
There'd have been way more synth in it.
Okay,
No.
all right, I take it back.
if you watched it,
I was
he wasn't
mistaken.
going like
I didn't know
this.
you
He
guys
was
were brother and sister. I just learned that.
Okay, you just found out all new information.
Yes.
But also, yes, I agree. When I wasn't giggling, I was trying to like follow John, and
What was that?
that love triangle, like it makes it so much more like interesting and complex. Like that has to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, and even Luke didn't know, and Leia didn't know. It's like, none of us knew.
Right.
Literally zero people in the real or fictional world were aware of that until the second movie was coming. So,
Yes, and actually, they didn't find out to the third film, Return of the Jedi.
Right.
And as John alluded, it's likely Lucas didn't know himself that the origin of the twins, because it's in this second film, Empire Strikes Back, that they kiss.
Right.
And unlike the good luck peck that Leia plants on his cheek during A New Hope, the smooch in Empire has more tongue than the special edition Sarlacc.
Oh my.
Like to kind of go for it.
Oh my goodness.
Now, if knowing their relationship now gives you this high, is John getting props? Which John getting? No,
Oh.
ruin it? I'll let you get to it. All right, I'll let you get to it. And if knowing their relationship makes that latter PDA seem cringe, it could have been worse, it turns out. Because thanks to a deleted scene released on Disney Plus in November of 2019, we now know the relationship between Luke and Leia was almost more romantic.
Oh.
And while the kiss,
Really?
As it's seen in the theatrical version, seems as if Leia's only intending to make Han jealous, the original footage shows it follows a near profession of Luke's love for Leia. And after being, I'll just set it up, and then I'm going to show you the clip here. After being removed from the Bacta chamber, he's in the Bacta chamber.
Yes.
After surviving the Wampa.
Yes.
Leia visits Luke by his bedside.
Okay.
The back is growing real well. Scars ought to be gone in a day or so. Does it hurt?
Nah, I'm fine. Leia, when I was out in that storm,
I was real worried.
you were worried. It got me thinking, I might never get the chance.
What? Tell me.
Oh,
Luke, it's so good to see you fully functional again.
Thanks,
You
3PO.
relax now.
Arty expresses his relief also.
I'll be back later.
wow.
Of course,
Wow.
C blocker or C3PO blocker comes right in and prevents them from kissing. But watching that, and no, I don't know if it's just only because I know what I know about them. Then I feel really uncomfortable. Like it feels like, I mean, it feels different than the version that we're given, obviously. Right?
I don't.
I just got a note here from George Lucas. It says, says he had always intended for them to have an incestuous relationship, but they didn't have the filmmaking technology back when he first made the films.
Well, crap. Now we know what's coming. Misa thinks he's going to add in a CGI Leia.
Man.
Those are getting busy.
Get
Yes.
that R-rated Star Wars.
I didn't feel uncomfortable watching that because I don't know, maybe I'm able to just separate it out. It's like, this is when they don't know. This,
You're doing a mantra?
Yes.
Oh, I just go
I'm
along for the ride.
Placing myself, at that point in time. And I'm not thinking about the other one.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe he was just going to tell her a secret. Like, the Empire's really bad. He wasn't going to kiss. He was just getting close to tell her a super secret.
Or something about Wampas that he learned.
He was going to talk about 3PO. That's why they shut up when he came in.
Exactly,
Oh, there he is. No.
exactly what happened.
Michael says, so Luke shot first.
Oh.
We get a lot of mileage out of someone in Star Wars shooting first.
Yes.
Right? All the time. Let me check to see if those settings are still okay. Very good. They're still the same. Fortunately, it's sort of what John's alluding to is that Lucas didn't scrub the romantic theme music out of future releases of the film, like he did, with the Han solo drawing his blaster first on Greedo.
Right.
But realizing the error of his ways, he gave Williams an opportunity to write Carrie Fisher a new non-incestuous theme for The Empire Strikes Back.
What is that? What is it?
No trombones. No trombones
Yes.
at all.
Yep, that's right. It's all strings and flutes.
No saxophones.
No sexy Careless Whisper sax. Nice cat draping or Leia draping.
Draping across the speaker. More trombone.
She drapes across R2D2 or something. Whatever nearby, whatever gadget is nearby.
Whatever gadget is nearby. Okay.
Cat.
And in Empire
family
Strikes Back,
show.
so not only does John Williams compose a new theme for Leia, it's the first time that he creates a motif for Darth Vader. Yeah, that's right. You don't hear the Imperial March until The Empire Strikes Back.
Get out of town. Really?
What?
Huh.
Is this the Mandela effect or something?
I know, don't you swear when
Yeah.
he comes in at the beginning of New Hope?
I would have said yes. Oh my gosh.
The first time we hear it is some piccolos that are playing when they fire off the probe droids to find them what planet that the rebels are hiding on.
Piccolos,
We don't
huh?
hear the full Vader theme until about 20 minutes into the film when Darth Vader is shown for the first time.
You know what I was thinking of? Cerveza Cristal. That was the
Yes,
theme.
that's right.
was-
See, John, you've only seen that version.
That's my
Land
problem.
version.
Yeah.
So I can't speak for that. I mentioned early on that John Williams in his office has this poster of the Adventures of Robin Hood hanging, for which composer Erich Wolfgang Korngold won an Academy Award. I'm going to play you another piece of music that Korngold wrote a clip.
Oh, here we go.
For which Korngold wrote a clip. And damn it, I forgot to write the name down. So
Oh no. So
it's
none
not
of
the Adventures of
Make it
Robin
up.
Hood, though.
Make it up.
It's
Pretend. Just make up a name.
yeah, it's something about the new somebody or others. I don't remember.
There you go.
Whatever.
All right.
I'm not even going to try to find it. Anyway, here's a clip from one of Korngold's pieces of music. This is from 19 whatever. It's something. I'll look it up. But
It's all out the
that's
window.
not the important part. Here,
Don't
listen to
get too
Korn.
specific on
Just
it.
listen to Korngold.
Ooh. What?
Sound familiar to you at all?
Do, 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 do.
There's about a dozen or so classical compositions or compositions like that.
Interpolation.
Or there's or songs from other films that John Williams was clearly inspired by, and if I played them side by side, you would be shocked how similar those are.
Wow.
But I don't want to shock you.
No, never. You never want to shock us.
Never
Yes.
want to shock
He was, you know, if he had the poster, I'm guessing it was a composer that he idolized or admired or something. And so borrowing from those sorts of themes, I didn't so much notice the theme, but the what's the word I'm looking for? Orchestration, like the instruments that are in use. It was like, oh, that's that Williams horn sound, that that kind of like fanfare in there. I can see the inspiration. I can hear the inspiration. I can't see anything. It's music, but
Fanfare. That was a good word for it. There was some there was a feeling even before I caught the do 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 do. You know that there was like
that proclamation sound. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
and
Full circle, Will. Well
that
done.
music is the main title from King's Row.
Oh, you found it. All right.
Yeah, I did. All right,
I was going to say whatever it was called,
knew you
whenever it was
would.
made. We have no
Yeah.
idea.
We could do a whole episode on playing those side by side, but you could just Google it on the internet, find it on YouTube.